How far did your crazy girlfriend go to prove you were cheating on her? My ex-girlfriend hired a private investigator and live-streamed her confrontation on Instagram Live to expose me. I've been dating Brenda for 2 years. She was beautiful and fun, but always needed to be the center of attention. The kind of girl who posted everything on social media and counted likes like she had fans. Things started falling apart when my sister Ansley got diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer in October. Ansley was only 31 with a 2-year-old daughter and another baby on the way. The doctors gave her 3 months. I tried telling Brenda about Ansley, but she was always busy. Every time I brought it up, she had plans with her friends or some party to attend. After the 3rd attempt, I gave up and just started visiting Ansley alone. She was at the hospital getting chemo 3 times a week. Her husband Henry worked nights to pay the medical bills, so I'd bring them dinner. Nothing fancy, just takeout from whatever was open late. Chinese food, pizza, sometimes just sandwiches from the deli. Brenda started acting weird in November. She'd check my phone when I was in the shower and asked why I was coming home late. I told her I was dealing with family stuff, but she'd roll her eyes and change the subject. Then she started accusing me of cheating. First it was jokes about my secret girlfriend, and it turned into full arguments. Where were you last night? Why didn't you answer my text for 2 hours? Who's that girl who liked your photo from 2019? I was exhausted. Ansley was getting worse and Brenda was getting crazier. I'd leave the hospital where my sister was throwing up from chemo just to come home to Brenda screaming about some imaginary woman. But I kept my mouth shut because I physically didn't have the energy to fight. Ansley needed me more than I needed to defend myself. The baby came early on December 3rd. Little girl named Campbell. Yes, like the soup. Ansley was too weak to hold her for more than a few minutes. I spent every evening at the hospital helping Henry with the kids while Ansley slept. Brenda didn't even notice I was gone most nights. She was too busy posting selfies from whatever club she was at. 2 weeks later, Brenda texted me to meet her at a restaurant, said we needed to talk. I figured she was finally going to ask about my family. Instead, I walked in to see her sitting at a table with her phone propped on a tripod. The screen showed Instagram Live with 3,000 people watching. She had this smug look like she just won something. Sit down, she said. We need to discuss your cheating. I stood there confused while she pulled out a manila folder like she was Dokes from Dexter. She spread photos across the table. Black and white pictures of me walking into the hospital, me carrying takeout bags, me in the parking garage. The worst one showed me holding baby Campbell while Henry took Ansley to the bathroom. Brenda had hired an actual private investigator to follow me around. So who's the woman? And whose baby is that? She turned the phone so I could see the comments. People were calling me trash, saying she deserved better. Someone wrote that all men are dogs. The number kept climbing. 3,000 viewers, 4,000. Everyone watching my life fall apart in real time. That's when I lost it. You're an idiot, I said. My voice was shaking, but I didn't care anymore. That's my sister Ansley. She's dying of cancer. That baby is my niece. I've been bringing them food because her husband works nights to pay for chemo. But you wouldn't know that because you're too busy partying to listen when I try to talk to you. Brenda's face went white. She reached for the phone, but I kept going. I pulled out my phone and showed my photos. Ansley bawled from chemo holding Campbell. Henry passed out in the hospital chair. Me reading stories to Ansley's toddler in the waiting room. Every picture dated and time-stamped from the last 2 months. The Instagram comments changed instantly. People started calling Brenda crazy, psycho, toxic. She tried to end the live but fumbled with the phone. Her hands were shaking. Steven, I'm sorry. I didn't know, but the damage was done. 5,000 people had watched her accuse me of cheating on my dying sister. She'd hired someone to stalk me instead of just asking what was wrong. I walked out while she was still trying to apologize. The video went viral on Twitter that night. My friends saw it. My coworkers saw it. My boss asked if I needed time off. The worst part was explaining to Ansley why some crazy woman was following me around taking pictures while she was fighting for her life. Even dying, she laughed about how I needed to pick better girlfriends. Brenda tried calling 47 times, left voicemails crying about how sorry she was, how she should have listened, how she loved me. Ansley passed away 3 weeks later. Brenda sent flowers to the funeral. I threw them in the trash.